So what's going on, Gas Gang? Today we are back up in my BMW 335D X-Drive, and today we are going for our first drive. Guys, stay tuned for this one. It's gonna be sick. Let's get it.
Welcome to Officially Gas. Let's get it.
For the best in universal premium ester-containing engine oils and fuel additives for both petrol and diesel engines, check the links in the description.
So yes guys, as the intro said, today we are back up in my BMW 335D X-Drive, and yeah, we're taking her for her maiden voyage. Although it's not my maiden voyage in the car, it's going to be the first time you guys see me driving the car and me giving my feedback on the car. And I'm going to keep it real, because I'm not trying to sell nothing. Do you know what, in fact, I actually did tell everyone this is the ultimate daily. Do you know what? I thought there would be more people kind of disagreeing with me, but a lot of people actually agreed that this is possibly up there, if not one of the ultimate dailies. The one kind of thing I did here that could have made it better, or more of an ultimate daily, would have been if I got it in the estate version. And do you know what? I agree. And a little secret, right, is I was actually looking for one of them, but I just couldn't find the bloody spec I wanted in a wagon for the price that I wanted to pay, if that makes sense. So don't get me wrong, yes, if it did have a little bit more space, it would be more of an ultimate daily, or perhaps the pinnacle daily, given everything else included that comes with a 335D X-Drive. I don't know why am I doing that? Why do I keep doing that when I say X-Drive? It's like I'm in Wakanda or something. I don't know. X-Drive just seems cool. But anyway, yeah, basically I think this is a well-rounded package. But what I also will say is, guys, although this is going to be the daddy wagon, the family wagon and everything like that, the missus does have a GLC coupe. So space wasn't everything. This is just for me when I need to kind of do daddy duties, if that makes sense. But anyway, guys, listen, I'm not going to waffle too much. What we're going to do is go for a spin, and then I'm going to do some 0 to 60s. We're going to find out how fast these accelerate being X-Drive. You know what I mean? We've got to exploit the X-Drive and see if it's all it's cracked up to be. And yeah, we're going to go from there. I'm going to give you my feedback. We're going to have some fun. So stay tuned, and let's get into it. Alright, so we're out rolling in the daddy wagon, the ultimate daily, and yeah man, it's nice. I've got to say, this is, like, I've been driving this car around for maybe 2-3 weeks now, and it does everything I expected it to do, and it does it well in terms of being that ultimate daily. I literally wanted a car I could jump into and just cruise. It had the mod cons, has the heated seats, it's got the Apple CarPlay, the aircon's nice and cold. I know most cars got aircon, but it just helps when the car's aircon's cold. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to drive. It's got the nice smooth ZF Auto gearbox. We've got the Harman Kardon heated steering wheel. Spec level's nice, comfortable. And you know what? When I'm in this car, half of the time I don't even want to put my foot down because it just cruises so nice. I'm seeing over 40 miles to the gallon, and that's me with a little bit of, you know what I mean, a little bit of playfulness, but mostly cruising. And it just does everything. And you know what? Here comes a MANNOL truck. Shout out to MANNOL. Shout out to Look. Shout out to MANNOL. I don't know if you guys can see that, but MANNOL. Shout out to MANNOL. But anyway, it does everything I need it to, and that is the purpose of buying this car. It's got space, and yeah, man, it does everything us people in search of a daily would expect it to do. However, what you guys have probably tuned in to also see is, does it do everything as a petrol or diesel head that we need it to do? I.e., does it boogie? Does it get down? Does that quoted, was it 308 brake horsepower translate to fast on the road? Well, that, I guess, depends who you're asking and what their CV in driving cars is. And you know mine is a bit of a mad one. So yeah, right now we're actually in comfort mode, which I won't lie, I am guilty of cruising around most of the time in. But we're going to hit it into Sport Plus, baby, Sport Plus. Now, I don't really know the difference between Sport and Sport Plus, because the only true feeling, or the only visual representation of something changing, is it reckons it turns traction control to off when you put it into Sport Plus, but it doesn't, because I won't lie, I've tried to send it round a roundabout and traction control's still on. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll let the car drive itself. Sport Plus, first pull. Let's go. All right. It builds. hit the corner, flat, pretty much. Yeah. All right, cool. Yes, it gets down. It gets down. It's quick, but it's not mind-blowing quick. I don't know if this is just me being a little bit desensitized to speed. One thing you will notice is it is quite a relentless pull. You know, that classic term that everyone uses, including myself, of a freight train. It does almost give that. And what you will also find is it is very torquey too. So once you put your foot down, you are kind of pinned. One thing that it does lack, as a petrol head, because I am a petrol head, is that noise. You know, it just wafts along, which isn't a bad thing if you're after a fast daily. Let's go again. All right, second gear. Let's drive it. Let's drive it in manual. All right. Let's find red line. Oh, 5,500 RPM. Do you know, at the top, it actually starts to sing a little bit. Do you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. This is the first time I've drove it in manual and properly spirited too. It's not terrible, you know. It's not terrible. It won't let me select the gear I want though. There we go, second gear. Sounds actually quite meaty up top. Listen, 5,500 RPM. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's not terrible. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. For a stock diesel family wagon that probably weighs about 1,700 kg, it's not bad at all. And the gearbox, definitely the icing on the cake with this engine. So silky smooth, but also quick. We always have the conversation about ZF and DSG or dual clutch, like what's quicker. Yeah, dual clutch might be a slight bit quicker, but you won't really notice. And in this car, it's not a race car, but it's fast, it's smooth, it's efficient. I'm enjoying it. All right, cool. Let's drop it into first. Let's go for a first gear pull. All right, we won't launch it, but we just go off the line, yeah? All right, cool. First gear, in manual. 100% traction, all the way to 5.5. No, it does, it gets down, Yeah, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, it's actually quite impressive. On the smaller roads, yes, it feels faster. I know that might sound obvious, but it gives the impression of speed better, if that makes sense. You definitely feel it more. But I think what might take away from it feeling like a raw race car, and I know you shouldn't compare these things to that, but that's what I'm usually in. It's the suspension. And the suspension is real strange on this, because I've never known a car to have such soft, floaty suspension that also actually feels, I don't know, pretty dialed in. But as soon as you hit the smallest, like, pothole on the road, it crashes through your body and you feel it in your soul like no other suspension I've felt. Like, the arch gap on these cars are absolutely massive. How BMW have managed to achieve the softest suspension that has the hardest hit when you hit something like a pothole is, I don't know. I don't know how they've done it, but I'm 100% sure anyone else who's drove one of these or whatever other car on the platform that shares the same suspension setup as one of these will know exactly what I'm talking about. They feel so soft and smooth, and they lure you into a full sense of security, and as soon as you hit a pothole, that big, that is what I got PTSD from hitting a couple of those small potholes, to the point where it's wild. I don't know how they've done it, but yeah. And I think what this car does do well is, whilst you're kind of already moving, when you put your foot down, the throttle response is really good, and it does just waft. Like, you know, the torque comes in low down. It seems like the bulk of its power is low down, although it is quite revvy, I guess, for a diesel. That's where it's handy, and that's where I found it being nice, just as a daily, just cruising round, and like, you might just for a split second, you just need to pass something, and just put your foot down a little bit, and it's just there. Do you know what I mean? It's just put your foot down, it just picks up, and that was fourth gear. Like, you know what I mean? We were going pretty slow, like, you know. And that's what I think most people will kind of find with these cars, is how capable they are at any moment. So if I put it back into drive, and we just cruise in, just having a chat, and it's, oh, I need to move, like, you know what I mean? Kick down and flying. And it's in those moments where I feel like the car feels fast. Does that make sense? Like that's when I feel they feel fast. But you know, when you're actually trying to dissect, is the car fast, and drive it really fast on a big road, I don't think, for me at least, it feels amazingly fast. Like, you know, 300 brake horsepower nowadays is, I know it's still a lot of power, but it's banded around so much it's almost insignificant, right? And then you match it up with a car of this weight, and sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but I think this is like knocking on 1700 kg's door. It doesn't do the math. It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? I think it's the torque at those unsuspecting moments that makes this car feel fast. So yes, guys, it is that time. It's the gassed up 0 to 60s with the V-Box Performance Box Touch, and today we will be 0 to 60 testing the BMW 335D X-Drive. 4.6 to 60 from standard, I believe. 4.8 to 62, or 100 kilometers per hour. Do I think it can do that time? Yes, I do think it can do that time. I've never tested it. I've never launched it. I don't think this has got launch control, so I'm just going to brake boost it. Apologies to the people who might know how to launch these properly if I'm not doing it right. Just a disclaimer there, but I think it should be able to achieve those times. What I also thought would be worth mentioning is, because I know there's a lot of people who probably be watching this, considering one of these cars, who might want to be the sensible dad in the daytime, or use this as a sensible daily in the daytime, and be a boy racer at night time. So, just for a comparison, a Mark 7.5 Golf R, a typical boy racer car, does a 0 to 60, this is DSG, in 4.4 seconds from stock. So we're not far behind one of those. So I reckon it would be good to see if we can match that time. You know what I mean? Like, best of both in that respect. I have got a little bit of my MANNOL Cetane Plus in the tank, so if we do any crazy times today, you don't know it's because of the Cetane Plus. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about MANNOL, of course, please check the links in the description. Oil and petrol, diesel, additives, some of the best value for money represented there. They also do octane boosters. So this is a cetane booster, which basically raises your cetane level. So with this in the tank and like V-Power 99, then you've got 103. A lot of you guys also asked about where can you buy it from. A lot of you guys headed to the MANNOL website. However, they kind of distribute through distributors, if that makes sense. So just check it on eBay. Just type in MANNOL cetane additive, oil additive, or octane booster, or whatever you want, and you'll find it on eBay or other places. So anyway, guys, with that said, oh, one more thing. I checked because I just thought it'd be funny. A supercar here from yesteryear, shall we say, like 20 years ago or whatever. A Ferrari 360. Just for comparison, they do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. So let's see if this is as quick as a Golf R, or quicker, or even as quick as an old school-ish supercar. Place your bets and let's get into it. Alright guys, first attempt. Just to let everyone know, for the people that care, quarter of a tank, Bridgestone Pretenders on there. About 4 mil. Alright, cool, let's see what this can do. Right, bit of brake boost, Sport Plus. Ooh, things going flying. It's moving. 4.27 seconds on my first attempt. It's quicker than a Ferrari. What on earth? I think we should do one more. Things went absolutely flying. That was rapid. We'll do one more and see what you can do. All right, let's do that again. I felt when I brake boosted it there, it had a little bit more to give, and there was a little bit of a dead spot before it gave us all the boost. So I'm going to brake boost it harder now. Hopefully it don't break anything. All right, cool. Better, I think. Oh, aggressive gear changes on the launch. 4.25 seconds! Come on! That's not bad. 4.25 seconds. That's cool. You can truly use this in the daily, in the day, and go out gapping in the night time. I'm impressed. All right, guys, so I guess we're going to end the video here. Just my thoughts and feedback on this car, the 335D X-Drive. It's quite a notorious car, and this is obviously my first time owning a 335D X-Drive. I used to have the 335D, and has it lived up to everything I thought it would be as a stock car? Yes. It honestly has. It honestly has, and it does everything exactly how I'd have expected it to do it. Is it a fast car? Yes. Yeah, I think it's fast. I don't think, regardless of your CV or what kind of fast cars you drive, I don't think you can hop into this and say it's like it's slow. I don't think you can. It gets off. It's not incredibly fast, but it's a stock car. You know what I mean? Like, it's impressive. Do I like it? I love it. I absolutely love this car. Right now, it's ticked all the boxes. I'm really keen and passionate to move on through the tuning stages with this car, of which I will be doing. We're starting that journey, and I've already picked who I'm going to work with, and I can't wait to show you. Finally, and I've been doing a lot of talking today, but I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone in their kind comments. It was actually overwhelming to see how much love and support people gave me in the last video, where I kind of revealed this car, but also kind of shared with you my kind of next step of my life, if that makes sense. And yeah, you guys are the best, honestly. Like, honestly, I'm not just saying that. Like, it's like what we have built here and what we have together, what we share, is such a positive environment, and thank you for being part of it. Like, you know what I mean? I feel it, if that makes sense. I feel it. I feel the love. So yeah, with that said, without getting too soppy, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. And yeah, man, we'll be back with another crazy video on this and all the other crazy cars I have and kind of review. So we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.